We are looking at chapter number 1, resources and development. So we have talked about resources, resource development and resource planning. Now we are talking about the land resource. So soil as a resource. Soil is the most important renewable natural resource. This is where the plant grow, the living organisms live. That is, it is a support system for everything. So this is the soil profile. This is where you stand. If you stand here, this is the top soil, the upper soil layer this is. Just below this we have subsoil, weathered rocks, sand and silt clay. Below this we have substratum weathered parent rock material, and then we have unweathered parent bed block. So as I said that this soil is a living system and it takes millions of years. Soil does not get produced in just a time, it needs millions of years to even make a few centimeter depth. So what are the factors or what are the ways in which the soil is formed? Relief. What is the parent rock? What is the bedrock? What is the climate? Vegetation. And there are different forms of lifetime. These are important factors in the formation of soil. So soil depends on what is the relief, what is the rock type, what is the climate and time and the forms of life there. So how does this soil actually form? There are various ways. First of all, change in temperature, running water, wind, glaciers and activities of decomposers. They all contribute to the formation of soil. There are chemical and organic changes that take place in order to make this soil. These are equally important. So soil consists of organic as well as inorganic materials. This organic material is humus. So on the basis of the factors which are responsible for soil formation, color, thickness, the texture, the age, chemical and physical properties, we can classify the soils as well. But let me tell you the procedure of how the soil is being formed. See, this is a rock. Now here the water is coming. Here the wind is blowing. So very minute, micro level, these very small particles, they take away water as well as the air, wind and the glaciers, they take away. And when they take away, they deposit it somewhere. Mostly the water, that is the rivers, etc., they take and they cut the stones and they take very minute particles and they form the soil. So glaciers, wind and air are the main factors which create because of the, you can say, erosion and the weathering. And then we have the flora and fauna. When they die, means when they complete their life, then they are also, because of the microorganisms, they form what? They form soil only. So this is how soil is formed. So it's a gradual process. It takes millions of years, not 1 or 2 days or years. It takes millions of years. So because everywhere the condition is different, the climate is different. So depending upon the climate and the situation in an area, the classification of soil can be done. So let me tell you again, the soil is the uppermost layer of earth crust, which is loose, fragmented and which is quite useful for plants. And plants gets their nutrients, everything from the soil. And because they are loose, so the air can take them. So we need some procedure to stop this. We'll talk about that in the coming discussion. So as I said, soil formation, the factors that contribute to the formation and fertility of the soil, these are what the rocks from which the soil is being formed, the climate, the plant, the animal, the local topography. And these soils, they are made out of what? Rocks, as I just suggested. The rocks, they degenerate, disintegrate, decompose under the process of weathering and erosion done by the wind, the water, the glacier, etc. So there are different type of soils. The soils of India, they are classified into different types because we are 30 degree around latitude and 30 degree latitude and 30 degree longitude. So we have different type of climatic conditions. We have different types of flora and fauna and various other things, factors which we just discussed. So soil types, first is the alluvial soil, then we have black soil, red soil, laterite soil, mountain soil and the desert soil. So let me start with the alluvial soil. So it is of two types, khadar, which is found mainly in the northern plains and coastal strips of the eastern coast. Then we have bangar, we'll talk about that. Then black soil. This is derived from Deccan traps. Deccan traps, it occurs in the area Maharashtra, Western Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, and this is very important for the cultivation, ideal for the cultivation of the cotton. Red soil. This is found in the areas of igneous and metamorphic rocks. It is found in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and Jharkhand. Then we have laterite soil, and this is intensively leached soil, lot of water, where we have lot of water, especially of the monsoon climatic condition. It is found in the hills of Deccan, Karnataka, Kerala, Odisha, parts of Assam and Meghalaya. Mountain soil. It is characterized by the decomposition of organic materials derived from the vegetation cover found in Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Eastern Ranges, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir. Desert soil. This is found in arid areas, dry region of Rajasthan, Punjab and Haryana. So this is soil erosion. We are just coming to this, but before that, let me show you the areas we are talking about. First of all, the alluvial soil. So this is the region of alluvial soil. Then we have red and yellow soil. These are the red and yellow soil. These are the regions of red and yellow soil. Then we have black soil. This is the area of the black soil, cotton. Saurashtra is also having this kind of black soil. Then we have laterite soil. Laterite soil is always in the places where there is lot of water, about 200 centimeter of water. This area also. Then we have arid, especially in the region where it's dry. So I would like to take you back and we are going to discuss them once more. So alluvial soil. What is alluvial soil? This is most widely spread, important soil. Entire northern plain is made up of what? Alluvial soil. And these alluvial soil has come from main three river system of Himalaya: Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra. And with a very narrow corridor, they also extend to Rajasthan and Gujarat. They are also found in eastern coastal plains and all the deltas of Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. So they consist of a different portion of sand, silt and clay. And as we go inside or inland towards the river valley, the soil particles, they get bigger as we reach the river valley. So near the place or the break of slope, the soil is becoming coarse. So such soils, these are more common in the pigment plains like the Duars, Chaos and Tarai. Apart from this grain size, they are also described on the basis of their age. So the alluvial soil, it can be bangar or khadar. Bangar means old alluvial. Khadar means new alluvial, new soil. So the bangar soil, in this bangar soil we have high concentration of kankad nodules. So bangar has lot of big kankad. Khadar has very small kankads, right? And this particles, if you see where the particles are small, it makes the bangar more fertile, because this bangar is khadar more fertile because it is having, this is a new alluvial and it has small particles. That is how the khadar is which is the new alluvial soil, is more fertile than the Bangar. So let me tell you one thing, that this is the river bed. So the soil which is here, this is the new soil, and as I just said, this new alluvial soil is called Khadar. This is Khadar, and as we go up, there you get more, bigger kankar or bigger stones, very small stones you can say, and this is called the this one is called as the Bangar. So they are less fertile. They are very fertile, as we just said, because they have quite a proportion of potash, phosphoric acid and lime. Very ideal for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat, cereals and pulse crop. And that is how these places where we find alluvial soils, these places are intensively cultivated, and that's why we have dense population here. Population density is quite high here. So let me take you to the places again so that you understand that this is the alluvial. These are the Indus. See, this is the Brahmaputra. This is Brahmaputra region, and this is Ganga Kshetra, Ganga area. So this is how we get the alluvial, and there is a very small corridor. It reaches to this portion also, and with this narrow corridor it reaches, because this is a region of delta of there is a part of Ganga goes here also, that is called the Hubli. So we have this region also, and this the coming monsoon or the retreating monsoon, it rains here a lot. That is why we have these as the alluvial soil, and mostly the rivers Godavari, and we have Krishna, Kaveri. These are all the deltas. That is why we have a alluvial soil here. I hope you got the idea of the alluvial soil. Now let us get back to the black soil now. Black soil, and the black soil, just because of the color, they are called also as Regur soil, and they are ideal for the cotton growing, and it is assumed, believed and found that climatic condition along with the parent rock material, these are the main formation of this black soil, because it looks black. If you see, this look black, and this came from, and this is very typical of the Deccan Trap, that is basalt region, and this is spread over northwest Deccan Plateau, and these are made from the lava flows. They cover the plateaus of Maharashtra, Saurashtra and Malwa, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, and they also extend up to the direction of Godavari and the Krishna valleys. So this soil is quite a fine clay material is there, and it has a very important quality that it can hold moisture. Black soil can hold moisture. It also has rich soil nutrients like calcium carbonate is there, magnesium is there, potassium lime is there, and they develop crack. As you saw the picture, you can see the cracks, and in the hot weather, that is why the proper aeration, that is the air can go inside. Then in the when they get stuck, so it becomes very hard, so we need some plowing, and this plowing is normally done in the pre-monsoon period. So let me just again take you back to this region. Where is your black soil? So this is the Maharashtra mainly region, this Saurashtra region. These are all the places where you get this black soil. Now coming to red and yellow soils, because of the color, there are two different parts. Red comes from crystalline igneous rocks, area where low rainfall is there, eastern and southern part of the Deccan Plateau. The yellow comes, this yellow and red soils found in the parts of Odisha and Chhattisgarh, southern parts of middle Ganga plain, and along the Western Ghats, pigment zone of Western Ghats. So why this is the red color? Due to diffusion of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks, and yellow because it occurs in hydrated form. So this is how it has got its color. Now coming for the laterite soil, this word has come from the word later. Later means brick, Brick means later. So this has come from later. And these soil is found where there is very, very high rainfall, and along with this there is high temperature, heavy temperature. Because of the high rain, it is a result of intense leaching. Leaching is what? When most of the water is there, so most of the nutrients, or you can say these all contents, they mix with water. So this is the soil, you can see laterite soil, and the humus content, of the soil is low. Why? Because most of the microorganisms, because of the high temperature, they don't flourish, they die. Basically, microorganisms are the decomposers, and because of the high temperature, they are not there. That is why this humus content, which is made by the decomposers or microorganisms, bacteria, it is not formed, and it is very suitable for the cultivation if you use manures and fertilizers. And they are mainly found in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and hilly areas of Odisha and Assam. So if you see this Karnataka, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, they are growing with proper this nutrition, or you can say fertilizer and manure. They are actually growing the two very important crops, tea and coffee. They are grown in this laterite soil. Also, the red laterite soil in Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh and Kerala, very suitable for the cashew nuts. Now coming to the arid soil, if you see, this is the arid soil. This arid soil, generally they are red to brown. You see the color, this is variating, and the soil content is quite high. And because the dry climate is there, high temperature is there, evaporation of water is too fast, the soil is not having humus and moisture. Okay, so we have conker here most of the time, and because we have conker, the water infiltration of water going inside is less. So we see it in western Rajasthan. Let me first complete this forest soils, I guess. So these soils, forest soils, again in hilly and mountainous areas where we have sufficient rainforest, and this soil texture actually varies to the mountain environment. They are loamy and silty in the valley sides and coarse and grain in the upper slopes. Where the Himalayas are covered with snow, these soil, they experience denudation. What is the denudation? Denudation is the soil erosion due to glaciers, water and wind. And they are acidic, and the humus content of this type of soil is less. So they are found in various, this region, lower part of valleys, and particularly on the river terraces and alluvial fans. These are fertile. So let me take you back again to, it is very important to understand that where do we find it. See, this red and black, these are the region of red and black, and then we have the laterite soil. These are the laterite soil. This is the laterite belt, laterite, and if you see the water, these areas are quite hot and they are having high rainfall also, these areas. That is why we have laterite. Arid is this region, very dry and very high temperature region. And then forest, of course, you need to see the forest also. Forest, this is the forest mountains. This is the forest. If you see, this is all the forest areas. So now after this, there is a very important aspect we need to understand, that is the soil erosion. So what is the soil erosion? Let me take you to what is soil erosion first. Soil erosion is the removal of soil from one place to another by some natural agent. It can be water, it can be wind, it can be glaciers, or it can be human-made activities also. So the natural agent is called soil erosion, and conservation of land and plantation of trees, these are the methods which are adopted to reduce the soil erosion. So soil erosion, I'll show you some pictures also. The denudation is simply the soil erosion of the soil cover, and the denudation of the soil cover and then washing down, subsequent washing down, is nothing but the soil erosion. How does this happen? This is happening by the natural agents we just talked about, and also because of the human activities. We are deforesting, we are overgrazing, we are constructing and mining, we are doing all these kind of thing where these soil erosion take place. And along with that, wind, glacier and water, they are also doing, these are the natural agents, they are also doing the erosion. So the running water, it cuts through the clayey soils and makes deep channels as gullies. If you see, this is a clay area, so water goes down there in the slopey area. This is called the gully. This is called the gullies or gully erosion. Now the land now become unfit, so that is why we call it as, we cannot cultivate here. So this is called as bad land. If you see the Chambal basins, these are bad lands. We also find ravines there, ravines. Sometimes the water flows as a sheet over large areas down the slope, and in such cases the topsoil is washed away. This is called sheet erosion. Again, water flows as a sheet over large areas down the slope. So if you have a slope here, the water goes like this, and this is called sheet erosion. Oh, the water flows like a sheet. Then we have wind. Wind is always blowing. So wind, when it is blowing, it loses soil off flat, means it takes off the upper portion of the soil, and sloping land known as wind erosion. So this is how the wind flows and it takes all the soil from here. And also we have defective methods of farming. If you use defective method, then also if you are plowing in a wrong way, then you are finding or making channels for quick flow of water leading to soil erosion. That means if you are plowing like this, you are making actually the channel. The water will go like this. The air will take all this content. So this is called the defective method of farming. You are actually making wrong way down the slope, forming the channels for quick flow of water. So if this is the mountain, what you can do, or hilly region, you can do contour. This is called contour lines. Line of equal heights are called contour. So plowing along the contour lines, this will de-accelerate, or this will reduce the speed of the water which are flowing down the slopes. And this is known as contour plowing. Contour plowing. Now steps can be, this can be, see, if this is a mountain, you can cut a step like this. This is called stepping, right? Steps can be cut out on these slopes. You can make the terrace. This is make the terrace. So this terrace cultivation, it will restrict the erosion. So erosion will be restricted. So western and central Himalayas, we have seen developed terrace farming like the Uttarakhand area. And large fields can be divided into strips. So we have large fields, let us divide it into strips. And in between this we can grow the grass and small plants. And this will be decreasing the speed of wind. You can say it will break up the force of the wind, which will be eventually taking the upper layer of the soil. So we want it to be stopped, or we need to break down the force of the wind. And this is known as strip cropping. We call it as strip cropping. So planting line trees, that is, if we plant trees like this in a line, this will also reduce, it is called as, it will create a shelter, right? So these are planting trees in line, it will create a shelter. It works in the same way like this. So rows of these trees, these are known as sheet belts. What are these called? They are called sheet belts. And this will stabilize also. If you have these, say, sand dunes, you can grow some small plants or the shrubs. So this will also stabilize the flowing, because in the desert region, wind is flowing quite faster and it will take all the sand. That is, it will try to stabilize the desert in western India. But we have certain examples. We just need to check what all we are doing. Deforestation, overgrazing, construction and mining. We just have to stop this, or we have to control this. So there are certain good stories also. The village of Sukho Majri and the district of Jhabua, they have showed how to stop this land degradation. Tree density of Sukho Majri increased from 13 per hectare in 1976 to 1,272 per hectare in 1972. So this is how, when we regenerate the environment, this also increase the pocket or the economy at that point. So the average annual household income in Sukho Majri, it was actually, ranging 10,000, and it increased to 15,000 between 1979 and 1984. And Madhya Pradesh government, they gave hand, or they gave freedom to the people, and they actually did a lot of work. And this state, across the state, they did watershed management. So if you do certain small activities, this soil erosion and all the problems which we are facing right now can be stopped or can be minimized. So this is all about this chapter. Thank you so much, and take care of yourself.